Alright guys, last show of the season for now until possibly June, and we might do the DC Pro. Haven't decided yet, but we're at the airport right now. I'm going to show you guys what I'm eating. It is Thursday. What does that make us? 2 days out. The show is Saturday, so we have some eggs from the airport, a banana, and some yogurt. Super simple and easy. I'll put the macros over here for you guys, but we are headed to Orlando, so we will see what happens. I also got this Gatorade Zero. Keep my electrolytes up, you know, not trying to get dehydrated. So yep, head to Orlando for girl power. I'm excited. I'm feeling good. I will see you guys when we get there. It is show day. My mom is going to heat up my second meal of the day, which is just going to be sweet potato and chicken. Get a little bit of protein in. Makeup done. Did my own makeup. Hair done, just straight. Got a blowout yesterday, so looking good, feeling good. I'll put my check-ins right here this morning. Feeling pretty full, pretty tight. I'm excited, and the more carbs that go in, the tighter we are going to get. So I will see you guys at the venue.
Number 267, Anne-Marie Lawrence.
a wrap of the Girl Power Show. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my journey. I'm gonna give you a quick little recap as Leo pushes his butt on my chair. Leo.
You're such a sweet little boy. You're so sweet boy. You're such a sweet boy. Leo boy. Leo. What you gonna do today? Anything fun? You gonna do anything fun, my boy? Oh, you're sweet, you're sweet.
But I'm gonna give you a quick little recap and let you guys know what's next. What's next for me? What's the game plan? What are we doing? Because I'm sure everyone's curious since I've been doing back-to-back-to-back peak weeks for the past freaking 2 months. Girl Power is gonna be my last show. I was gonna do DC Pro. I was gonna stretch it out and give myself the last 6 weeks after Girl Power to prep, try to put on some mass and do DC Pro. But as about 3 weeks went into my like off season, but still trying to stay on, I was like, your girl's tired. I am exhausted. I can tell the difference not only like right now, because it's 3 weeks post show right now as you guys are watching this, and currently as I'm recording this, but I can tell the difference in my energy and my mental clarity now versus on prep. And when you're on prep and you have your tunnel vision, sometimes you're like, oh, I feel good, and you kind of like trick yourself to pretend like you feel good, and you're like, yes, I feel so good, I have so much energy, but you don't realize how fucking exhausted you are until you reverse diet and you start actually feeling good, and you start actually gaining your strength back and actually eating more food and feeling that freedom again of like, wow, I can go out, I can do all these things, I can spend time with family. So now I'm at a point finally where I'm feeling good. And yeah, so I don't plan on doing DC Pro because I really want to do the same circuit of shows I did this year, next year, and I want to take the next 10 months and grind it out and train fucking hard and lift heavy and focus on my compound lifts again. I mean, just for the past 3 weeks, I've been gaining more strength, and I can feel that my strength is coming back. I've been progressively overloading, adding 2.5 pounds to 5 pounds every single week to my lifts. But like for my squat, for instance, I haven't squatted in 2 years because in 2020 was COVID, and prior to 2020, towards the end of 2019 is when I was on prep. I started prep August 2019, right? August, September, October, November, yeah. August 2019, and I was on prep, losing strength, obviously in an extreme deficit, doing a lot of cardio, so there was no point in lifting super heavy and consistently progressively overloading because I was fucking deceased. I was exhausted, and at that point I'd be breaking down muscle mass more than I would be building it up. I wasn't eating enough food. So we ended 2019 season with the pro card, whoop whoop, at Nationals, which is in November. And November, December, I had off, and we were gonna go straight into my pro season and start prep in January. So that's what we did. January 2020, I started prep for my pro debut. And so January, February, March was when the pandemic hit. And then I was supposed to compete at the beginning of April. And like you guys, I've told you guys before, I went into this prep. I'm pretty low calorie still. January, February, March, April rolls around. I'm ready for my show. 3 days out, show gets canceled. I'm like, fuck. Okay. I'm like, whatever. I'll wait for the next show. Next show gets canceled. I'm like, fuck. Okay, whatever. It's fine. Third show got canceled. So bawling my eyes out, I'm like, Paul, I'm skinny for no reason. I'm taking the year off. So 2020 took the entire year off, but also, yeah, I took the year off, but all I had was resistance bands. Maryland gyms were closed for 10 months. All I had was resistance bands. And the second that gyms opened back up, I went straight back into prep. So yes, I took a year off, but I never actually was able to lift heavy and grow in that year off. honestly, the only thing that actually grew was my back, because I did so much freaking pull-ups. I did so many pull-ups, so many body weight movements with pull-ups that I grew my back, and that's literally it. And your girl does not need to be growing her back. Okay, I really need to grow my legs, really need to grow my glutes. Like that's gotta be priority. I mean, my glutes look pretty fucking good. I'll put a picture right here. But I really need to grow all around lower body is the biggest thing for me. And so I went from deadlifting 315, sumo deads, squatting, normal, like conventional back squatting, 225, hip thrusting, 405 for fucking reps, to literally, I go back in the gym and I was like, in the beginning of this year, I could hardly hip thrust 135, didn't even attempt a fucking squat, deadlifted maybe 2 times at like 135, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking hurt myself, because I was so, my muscles had atrophied so much just in that little bit of time. And that saying, you don't use it, you lose it, is so fucking true. So I took all that time off just using resistance bands and working out at home with my clients, which was awesome because my clients really benefited from that, but it really didn't do me any fucking favors. So going into this prep this year, I mean, I knew I wasn't gonna be as big as I wanted to be, but we were just gonna see what happened. And you know, results came in and we placed top 10 at every single show, in between like the 7th and 8th place for every single show. So I am super happy with my pro debut season, my first pro season. And yeah, so we're just gonna listen to the feedback and not be naive and not pretend like we can figure it out in 4 weeks and step on stage again. It's gonna make a huge difference. I mean, I've been consistently placing 7th and 8th, so why would I go to another show and be like, oh, I'm gonna win this, when literally I've been placing 7th and 8th. I'm gonna stay in that bracket until I take the feedback and make the corrections needed. So that's why it's called bodybuilding and not body shredding. Sometimes you just have to take the feedback, take a step back, and apply the constructive criticism and go forward and do what they tell you to do and come back better next time. So that is the game plan. Take off the next 10 months, lift heavy, eat accordingly, and make this shit happen. It doesn't mean it's a no. It doesn't mean that I'm a failure. It doesn't mean that I'm never gonna achieve the result that I want. It just means that I'm not ready yet. It's not my time yet, and I gotta work on some stuff and come back better. So that's the game plan. And this is to the next 10 months of growth. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my journey. But this is not the end of YouTube. This is not the end. I still will be posting some incredible stuff every single Thursday at noon Eastern time. You guys will be getting an updated YouTube, so make sure that you subscribe. Click that little bell so you never miss a fit tip from me again. We're gonna be doing some fun stuff on my YouTube over the next 10 months. Workout videos, ton of super fun recipes, grocery hauls. I'm gonna do some crazy eating challenges that I've been talking to my team about, so stay tuned for that because it's gonna get fun. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.